I don't know why I just took some more sunflower seeds. I'm about to straighten. All right, that's all the fucking sunflower seeds. Good shit. I wasn't. I wasn't really confident that. Oh my god, this did reset. That's so weird. I guess there isn't a way to like save it. Okay, so hello. Let's jump into this real quick. Yeah, that checks out. We'll sit to this top there. All right. Everything should be fine now. Hooray! I'm gonna just turn this up a slight bit. We're playing Arceus, and there's a couple reasons for it. First off, I am waiting for something to be done for ZA. And as such, until that gets done, I don't want to play ZA yet. I do own ZA. You can see right here. I do own ZA. But I'm not going to be playing it for a little bit. Until that thing's done. Second, while I could play whatever it's called. While I could play Hades or something else in the meantime, there's still some stuff in this game that I need to get taken care of. So I'm deciding that I'm going to just deal with this then. And then, and lastly, I just don't want to play DVD right now. Well, I might play it a little bit later tonight. But what are we doing in Arceus? Because last time we did the first 30 of the Path of Solitude. And that was cool and all. And then I also, like, moved everybody over and, like, everything's looking good there. Like, we're moving forward, yeah? However, something didn't sit right with me as I was doing the script. So, for full reference's sake, I should just be absolutely clear. Originally, the first video that I was, like, working on was going to be Dead by Daylight. And then after changing it a bit, and then getting some very much constructive criticism from some other people, I am going to put that on the back burner just a little bit, just because of how I'm going to be writing it. It's going to be a lot different. So we don't have to worry about that. Which means that the first thing that I'm going to do is Arceus, because Arceus already has like a script that's mostly done. Sick. However, something didn't sit right with me. Right? Like, I make fun of shiny hunters a bunch. If you've been around the community for a while, you know that I'm not a big fan of shiny hunters, and I don't have a high, I just don't really like them, just to be honest. But I think I should be more considerate a little bit, I should say. Also, I need to properties. Gonna be a little bit off, but that's okay. They did some updates, so yeah. So for 1 through 30, out of all of the Pokemon, so I got actually a few things I have to talk. Holy shit! I just brains everywhere. Let's go over here. City and Fieldlands. Yeah, that seems like a good spot. We're going back to hunt Eevee, which is everyone's favorite. Everyone's favorite shiny hunt of me just running in a circle for long periods of time. Man, this is ingrained into my brain. Oh, yeah, no. It needs to be daytime, right? It needs to be daytime, so that way we don't have to deal with the Griffaloon epidemic. Okay, so previously, out of all of the 1 through 30, there are 5 Pokemon that I did not catch in the first 30. All of the Cyndaquil line, for one. All of the Cyndaquil line, oh, hold on a second. Somebody real quick. Okay. Cyndaquil line, like, I got gifted one way back when by somebody, and then, holy crap, I have the hiccups now too. I got gifted like a Typhlosion, and then we found like the, holy shit, God, I also need the outfits. That's right, I'm doing multiple things at the same time. Oh my lord. Okay, well, we'll let's come back here. Let's leave. Also, hold on. Can I do, I just want to see if no, I want to do this. And then sure. Don't need that, so we don't need that. Okay. That might fix what I'm trying to do. Okay, sweet, it's better. I forgot that there's still like alpha Pokemon that I'm still trying to catch. Isn't there like a whole, gosh, it's been so long. Extras, trade shinies. Yeah, we have a regular fucking, yeah. it's pretty quiet for some reason. Okay. I don't remember what other alphas I need, actually. Let's do that first. I should have probably made a list because I totally forgot, like, what alphas I need. But let's kind of move them over and then see just some, like, ones that I can get checked off the list. Holy shit, this is loud. That's fine. Gosh, my brain's so scattered. Okay. We'll do this, connect. Okay. Alpha done. Okay. Yeah, that's shinies. This is all alphas. Okay. So I need... Well, okay, hold on. This Jolteon can go over here. I know that much. Umbreon also can go right here. Glaceon can also go here. Is good. Thank you, Cassie. Thank you. So this one has to be an Espeon. Okay. So I need to get Alpha Espeon. An Alpha of the others, which, as long as I catch 3, we should be okay, and then just level them up. How's the mic sound, Cassie? Am I too loud? Oh my gosh, it reset itself again? Why did it just reset itself? That's so weird. I just like looked and I was like, oh, the bar is just maxed. Okay. That was weird. Rowlet. Oh my gosh. What is Decidui? Rowlet Detrix. That's right. And then we got Oshawott, Duwat, Samurott. So there's that. And then I'm looking for a Beautifly, which we have. I need a Cascoon. Okay. That way I have like a decent idea of like what I need to do. So save changes. We need to get that Eevee to become a Espeon, which... Do I even remember how to evolve? It's friendship. I think it's daytime? Is it daytime for Espeon? That would make the most sense. And then no fairy type move, so we can worry about that later. So let's get going here. Excuse me, miss. That Eevee that's just kind of sitting in the corner. Need it. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, I'm trying to catch the shinies that we got from trades. And there's actually a pretty good reason for it. We'll just go here. Okay. So, I'm just gonna be open about this, even though I'm gonna probably talk about it in the video that I'm gonna do. I have some reason to believe that some of the... Okay, let me back up. I have no issues with, like, hacked Pokemon in the slightest. Like, a hacked Pokemon's a hacked Pokemon, like, it is what it is, right? At the end of the day, like, I don't care. What I do care is whether it's done by past me, where I just didn't care about what I was doing and just decided, yeah, you know what? I'll just use just something from high school and get those, and then you get to see them like years later. Like, whatever. And it doesn't entirely bother me for like using them for like the video, just because I'm like, their stats aren't like super inflated or anything. It really is just, let me turn this up a little bit. Okay. Sorry. But it's also like I don't mind using them for the video for Path of Solitude, simply because like there's no, like, as long as their stats aren't inflated, like it's whatever, right? What I do mind is when somebody claims that a Pokemon is legitimate and then undermines everything that I've done. And that's the point where I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. That's where I'm at right now. Also, I want to do, sorry, I'm fixing some things at the same time. Nope. Do this. I think this is better. No. Like this. There we go. Okay, there we go. That should be fun. Anyway, I have reason to believe that one person that I traded a whole bunch of shiny Pokemon with traded a bunch of their shinies and like legendary Pokemon that made no sense to me about like why they were doing it, that they're actually like hacked Pokemon that they were trying to claim was like legitimate. Some of the tags for the Pokemon are like not theirs, and it comes from like, I guess like during the Wonder Trade era of Pokemon, where like they traded to get whatever they got, right? I'm gonna just keep going for Eevee first. I think that's just the play right now, is just getting an Eevee and then moving on from there. But when I was looking at like some of their other Pokemon, and then I was like trying to like do some further digging into like the person who gave the Pokemon, I guess is the best way to put it, it wasn't adding up. The place where they said they were from on stream, which I don't really, you really shouldn't like talk about that. But like whatever, like the place that they said they're from like wasn't matching what like their actual native language was, and then they changed some information on a profile that now I think they're from somewhere else. Like everything was just being so sketchy from like the more I was doing research into it. Just because like I don't care if the Pokemon's hacked, but like just tell me that it is, and then I'll be like, cool, we'll get it, and then we'll get the footage, and then after that I'm just gonna get my own legitimate one. Like that's just what I think is the best way to go about it. And I don't know, it just bugged me, especially with the shiny Pokemon, and I'm very open about the fact that I just don't really care about like the shiny Pokemon part, but I feel like with this game, I should just see it through to the end. So that's why we're also back here. We are going to have like a better thumbnail for the YouTube side of things in the future, hopefully. But all in all, I'm just gonna, just for conscience' sake, I think, and also for creator reason, I'm just gonna finish this out. I'm guessing that Doge is messaging me about garbage. Okay. So, another thing I should mention is, why am I now focusing on the Arceus video when all this time I was talking about the Dead by Daylight video? The Dead by Daylight video has changed so much that I don't think it is I don't think it's going to be getting done in a reasonable time. That's mostly what I'm thinking. So let me explain about that too. With the Dead by Daylight, with the Dead by Daylight video, it originally started as just a, oh, what was it? It really started as just like an achievement guide for like helping people get achievements as Survivor, but also like probably not the best way to play the game for most people. And I fully concede that point. That's fair. But it felt too samey, right? Like there is a bunch of people who all like there's like there you can go on like YouTube and there's probably a bunch of like achievement guides and stuff for it. And there's like achievement guides and like experiences for a whole bunch of games. So I wanted to do something different. So I thought about it for like a few months while I was like getting footage, and I came up with like a good idea, and I was like, oh man, this idea is great. This is perfect. This is exactly what I need. This is gonna separate, like, get myself like separate from the rest of the pack. This is the idea. And I felt so happy with it too. That is not to say that it's changed over time. I'm still really happy with the idea, but the logistics of it means that I have to handle the video in a different way. For all intents and purposes, if I do the idea that I am doing right now, the video would probably be about 4.5 hours long. And also, an hour and a half to 2 hours of it is going to be like, just, I wouldn't say like same information, but it's like essentially a part of the video is going to be like just one section. Like I'd rather have, if I'm going to do something like a video that long, then you'd be looking at like each part being maybe like 30 minutes, and then you have like 8 different parts and then maybe like subparts within them. So then those are like 15. Like you have to plan it out in essence. And I was like, oh, okay, this is starting to seem like a bit long. Like it's a page per thing. But like that should be okay. Like this shouldn't be that bad. And then I had some foresight finally to like record myself just reading one page of the script. And upon doing so, realized that reading the entire page, which once again is just one section of one part of the video, took 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Excuse me, 2 minutes and 10 seconds. And there's a few people who know what the section is about because I got their like take on it too. And just like if I should just do it as one video or if I should like split it up. And universally it is, yo, you should split that up. Now, that is to say, it's not a bad idea. Like talking with the people that I was like just picking their brains and seeing if it's like enjoyable for them or not. It's not a bad, like, to them, it wasn't like a bad idea. It wasn't an idea that was like boring or anything. It was just strictly too much, especially with everything of like the main part of the video is supposed to be. It was just too much. So I revamped it. I actually feel pretty good about the revamp. So, but that means that the Dead by Daylight like video series that I want to do went from 3 videos to 5 videos and potentially 6 videos depending on the last part that I need to do. Also, I have to like really pay attention. Also, something I'm just realizing. Hold on. You are moving in the background. Okay. That is going to be an issue because if I don't fix that, that's going to be bad. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Okay, that should be fine. Perfect. What does it say? Okay, cool. Sorry, I was just like, man, something's going on with the Elgato. I realized what it was. Cool. But yeah, so Dead by Daylight went from 3 videos to 5, potentially 6. But I think it's going to be better in the long run. That way it's not like 4.5 hours. And just for clarity's sake, I'm mostly doing this now solo. It's funny I hyped up like that of the teamwork aspect of it for a while, but then a mix of really just me. It's really just me being Kit. If you know what that means, good for you. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. But I think it's just in best interest to not like have it be the team stuff right now. And just gonna focus on it myself. So that unfortunately means that the entire script that I wrote for, and this sucks to say out loud, the entire script that I meant to write for Dead by Daylight, the one that I spent like a few days working on and felt super proud of, and then expanded on it. What's up? What's up, B? If you know, you know. Exactly. The one I spent multiple days on and felt really good of, then I started like expanding it, now has to be reworked into 2 separate videos, which like, it's not terrible. Like, the good news is I'm not scrapping the entirety of it. If I were to scrap the entirety of that script, I'm pretty sure a part of me would die. Like, straight up, I'm pretty sure a part of me would be like, no, I don't want to. And then I would find myself working on a 4.5 hour video just by myself with no editing knowledge or anything of the sort. Just, I'm good with typing and writing, so cool. But, yeah, I... luckily, I can use parts of the script to make the 2 other scripts. Essentially, I just have to, like, split it up, is more what I have to do. And then make a new intro for one of them. So it's not going to be bad, actually. Like, I feel pretty good about it. It's just going to take time. Now, this would be the part that I'd be like, yeah, and that's why, like, that's what I've been working on for the past few days. That's why y'all didn't see me too much on Friday, and then also on Saturday. So about that. So for starters, let me just say that I was not procrastinating. If you're thinking that, oh, Kit's just delaying it, he's never going to get the video done, yada yada. No, I do want to work on it, and I actually was working on it a little bit. That's why this whole, like, thought of, like, the video and, like, splitting it up, and then now doing the Arceus one first, like, why that's the main thing. Like, trust me, I have been working on it. Full stop, have been working on it. However, it's really hard to work on it when you don't have power. Okay, so, there's a pretty big storm happening. That was happening where I live. Pretty big. And before I did anything yesterday, I was like, Doge messaged me and was like, hey, just gonna give you a heads up. Like, these cities are down, but we're fine. Storm's not that bad. We should be okay. To which I worked on a few things. Sick. I worked on a few things and was like, okay, cool. Everything's fine. Awesome. Storm's kind of getting a little bit crazy. But I need to, like, I should also probably maybe finish my whatever it's called, my Dead by Daylight stuff that I need to get taken care of. Like, I got a lot I need to focus on, so let me do this, do that. Also, forgive me, holy fuck. There's one more somewhere. I think I just saw it. It's over here. Running away. Okay. Is the game too loud? It might be a little bit too loud. Might be just more loud to me. Anyway, excuse me. No, I can turn it up. We'll be fine. Won't be for y'all. So I played some Dead by Daylight yesterday, and then somehow found myself onto somebody else's stream. I am so bad with like saying the name. What is their name? Floridora. That's their name. I just kind of happened to end up on their stream. If you know me, like, I don't really go on other streamer streams. I like to stick to myself for the most part. Like, oh, y'all aren't aggressive. I thought y'all would be aggressive. Why did I think Cyndaquils were aggressive? It's been a minute since we've caught a Cyndaquil, to be fair. Nope. Okay, you are aggressive. Good to know. Sorry, let me focus this up real quick. Where the fuck did that guy just run away? Yeah, get over here, you fuck. Yeah, and you run away. Okay, if sure, that's fine. Yeah, we can get Carnivine. Carnivine has berries, so I do need these. So I joined, like, I played against them as a killer, and then they were like really nice, but like I could tell that like they haven't played too much Dead by Daylight, but their team was like pretty sound. And I don't know, something about it just was like, hey, you should just join for a little bit. So I joined, said hello and everything. I tried to be cordial. It's really hard for me to be cordial. I'm not that sociable of a person, so, you know, I tried my best. But, it was chill. It was chill. I did play for a little bit. It was a good time. I did also, like, carry quite a bit, which I guess having, like, more than 2,000, almost 3,000 hours in the game checks out. But I did, like, it was interesting to connect with somebody because I usually don't. I usually stick. I stopped raids for a while, actually. Turned it back on. Realized the mistake I made, and then I just stopped it again. And then now it's just recently back on, just because, like, I'm feeling a little bit more sociable. I'm getting a little bit better at it. As much as talking to people or connecting scares me. You know, I'm trying. But I did play a few games with them, and I would have been more, and then I would have streamed Dead by Daylight myself had the power not gone out. So yeah, the power outage that was affecting everywhere but us, it decided, wait a second, hold up. We missed a spot, and then just shut down. And the crazy thing is, it wasn't even our entire city. It was just our town, our, like, location. Like, just our area, just blip, done. I think what happened is a car, I want to say it was a car that rolled over and hit a post, and that's what caused it. But that's honestly par for the course around here. I'm gonna be honest. People suck about driving in the rain. Like, it's just bad. So we were without power for all of last night. We luckily did get food, so we're good there. Because, like, not everywhere was down, but yeah, we were without power all of last night, and then this morning I woke up and thought the power was gonna be back because, like, usually they do, like, a quick fix. Like, they have, like, some people around here that just really quickly fix it, and, like, then we're all set to go. Woke up at, like, 7, and it was like, oh, it's still out. Okay. And then I, for some reason, told myself that I'll just go back to sleep, wake up again, and then the power will be back on. To which Doge then messaged me, hey, just gonna give you a heads up. Power's not coming back till Tuesday. So, you know, that was fun to know. So I actually drove to my work, sat in the parking lot, and then like did the rest of my gacha dailies and like did my like usual morning routine on my phone. I just did that all in like the work parking lot. It was a fun time. It was a fun time. I did miss co-op on Nikkei though, unfortunately, so I'm gonna be probably getting like the smallest reward, but that's not that big of a deal to me. I do need to finish the campaign though. We're about to hit 3rd anniversary. They're about to release 2 more chapters, and I'm just so far behind. I need to do this. But anywho, I get a text from Doge. He's just like, yep, pretty sure it's gonna be Tuesday afternoon. So then I come back and go to sleep because I'm just like, fuck it, there's no stream today. I can't really work on too much. Like, I wrote down some notes, I did my dailies, and got back home and just said, fuck it, I'm gonna go to sleep. I'll see y'all later. Now there's the question of, well, Kit, if there's no power, why are you streaming right now? That doesn't seem possible. I fucking called it. I straight up called it while I was asleep, which is weird to say straight up. Sorry, checking something here. Okay, we're good. I told myself as I fell asleep, I was just like, yeah, I'm going to fall asleep. And then 3 hours later, I'm going to get a message and it's going to say, hey, power's back. Or I'm going to like wake up and the power's going to be back on. So I swear to God, I set an alarm for 3 hours. I set an alarm for 3 hours and slept. The alarm went off. Doge texts me. Shit, you not. Doge is like, hey, they finally got somebody out to check. They honestly said that it could be done in like a few minutes. Power might be back on. To which, as I check my phone, like, full stop. As I check my phone, I hear my computer turn on. Or like, at least like power on, essentially. So they got that fixed pretty quick. And then I just messaged him saying, power's back. We're good. I was making sure everything else is fine. I wanted to make sure, because they were like in the middle of making dinner yesterday before it all happened. So I wanted to make sure like nothing was going to be on fire or anything. Everything was turned off, so we're good there. But now I'm like, oh, well, I guess now we're here. Hooray. I don't really want to... I mean, there's like a bunch of like berries, but I don't need those. So yeah, I had to switch plans pretty quick because I was just gonna be like sleeping throughout the day, and then like for dinner, I was just gonna drive somewhere, pick stuff up, and then while I'm just eating in my car, I was just gonna like, actually, I can go check unknown. No, I can't because there's gonna be something that's probably in there. So let's not do that. Yeah, I was fully expecting to just like be asleep until probably like another hour from now, go grab dinner, and then just go back or like do my dailies in my car and then just come back to sleep and then just get ready for tomorrow. Now, there is a possibility that another storm is going to hit which is going to shut off power again. I don't think it's going to be today, just because right now it's like super clear. But if it's thought to be tomorrow and until Wednesday. If y'all don't see me on stream for like 3 days, then it's definitely just the storm. But I will try to stream if I can. That's the plan. To make up for yesterday and today, I am going to be streaming for quite a bit of time. Do I think I'm going to get all the shinies that I need to today? Probably not. Eevee alone is going to just take a while. If anyone remembers this route from the last 3 streams I did of this game, like sometimes it just happens immediately, sometimes it doesn't. I'm not like too worried about it, per se. But I do want to stream until like, I'm thinking like probably about 10 o'clock. I'm going to take a break at some point so I can take out trash and then figure out what I am going to do for food. And then go from there. Speaking of food, That's Starly. Crazy. Funny that you just know. You just hear it and you're like, yep, that's a Starly. That's a Bidoof. That's an Eevee. It's like, yeah. So yesterday with the power outage, we ended up going out to eat. And while we were out to eat, like Doge Ellie and I were just kind of like chatting just about like random stuff. I kind of felt awkward because I have no understanding of how relationships work. And like that, like I thought that was like just a joke for a while, but no, like seeing how like Doge and Ellie interact and knowing that's normal is confusing to me. And that's really all I can say about that. But we're bringing up the topic of like cooking, where like I do want to cook more and like kind of learn how to cook. It's just I never really had the money to like buy my own ingredients and everything. Because it just gets spent on, you know, fast food at that point. And Doge just straight up like put his like hands down and was like, listen, you're just never gonna cook. And that's not a like you just can't cook and won't learn. That's we're just never letting you cook. Like we will cook for you, it's okay. And in the past, like I also forgot my wallet when we went out, and he was just like, I know you're not gonna pay, but there was a different reason why like me not having my wallet on me was gonna be bad. And luckily Ellie clued in on it. But I always like, I do offer to like pay, and I do like, I have in the past offered to like pay for food. Because once again, like I hardly buy like my own groceries or anything. Like I hardly buy any ingredients. It really is just Doge and Ellie like providing for me. And the most I could return is I'll buy some packs of ramen and some rice and mix those together. As a matter of fact, I was like considering going out earlier just to buy that, but I kind of wore just pajama bottoms just to leave the house, so I wasn't really in a mood to get all dolled up to do some grocery shopping. But my parents, like, they were trying to like ask me if like if the storms like hit and anything. I was like, yeah, like they reach out every now and again. And then I had an argument with my mom about paying for the food. And I don't know if, like, I just wasn't clear. But, like, I have in the past, and up until, like, even very recently. Are those your partners? Doge and Ellie? Or... both of those are my roommates. Like, Doge and Ellie, they're, Doge is who I was living with originally, where I'm in. And Ellie is his fiance. Uh, yeah. So they're gonna be married sometime soon. I don't remember the specific time, but like it's some point in the future they're gonna be getting married. They're Doge already proposed. Or a throuple? Nope. There is. I say this in just full respect to Doge. There's no way I would ever be in a relationship anywhere like even related to Doge. Like no, that funny, but no. um, they're just my roommates. Like they pretty much they joke around that I'm like the grandpa of the house because I'm the oldest one out of the three of us. But they also joke that I'm the kid because I don't understand too much of like the actual world, and people. So I kind of just they do a lot of the stuff there for me, such as like cooking and everything like that. I do know how to do maintenance. That's cool. But no, I got into an argument with my mom because like she was saying that I need to pay more like monthly to them to like because they're cooking for me, and if I'm not getting my own groceries, which I am getting my groceries, it's just it's never like actual ingredients because they would just be wasted. Um but like I've tried, like I've offered to pay more and they just always deny it. I tried to even like say, hey, maybe I could also go back to like get my wallet for yesterday, and even then they declined. They said it doesn't matter. They weren't expecting me to pay anything anyway. But if I wanted to, I just get shut down. When we've gone up north to hang out with some other friends, same sort of situation. Like I would get ready to like pay, and then Doge would just be like, nope. And I'm just like, oh, okay. But I don't know, my financial situation, as is talked about on stream, is not the greatest. But I'm getting myself out of it. And that's why like it's so important for me to like focus on streaming and everything, because it's gonna be the only thing that keeps me sane while work stuff crumbles around. I don't even think I've had a chance to even talk about like stuff lately. I mean, there's a little bit of good news. I'm in the process of getting transferred. Or seeing if I can get transferred. It's very unlikely that it will happen. But I am like trying to see if like if it's a possibility. What do you do? So I work like scheduling and reception for a dental office, but it's not like just a like a private practice dental office. Like it's part of like a company, I guess is the best way to put it. I tend to jump around a bunch of jobs. Like I'd usually stay at a job for like a year and then I'll go somewhere else. And I have been considering like getting a new job, but due to the job market and everything going on with the world and AI and everything, I'm gonna just kind of like tough it out for the most part. But I am currently in an office where while my team is great and things are finally starting to get better between the team, we have a and there's no real way to like mince words here. We have a overall boss that oversees like all of us that just wants us to fail. And I could not tell you why. Like I something about our office she just hates. And I do not understand why. Like it is beyond me. You know what? I'm just gonna look for an EV before we do the Cyndaquil stuff. Oh, I probably should also look for Cyndaquils at the same time. Yeah, I'll just do both, whatever. Yeah, I couldn't tell you what this person wants. Like, why she wants us to fail. We're generally nice, like... Sure, we had, like, a bit of drama in the past between each other because of, like, people just not separating personal with, like, work. but like we're finally on the up and up. Things are getting better, you know. um our numbers may not be like the greatest of the great, but like we're still like up there when it comes to offices. And for some reason this one person is just like, y'all suck. Like, just straight up, that is their general demeanor to us is, y'all suck, except for our main like Dennis, because he's great. But it's like, the rest of y'all, meh, don't care. Like, you need to be doing better. You need to do doing better. Y'all just kind of suck. If I was here, like, all the time, this place would be doing a lot better. Even though we're consistently the ones that, like, have been doing, like, everything proper, to the point where there was, like, this meeting between assistants, I guess, and they, like, somebody, like, did a pop quiz, or like the host of the meeting or whatever did a pop quiz. It was just like, oh, what do you have to do for this thing? And out of the entire region being a pretty big place, our lead assist was the only one who knew how to do it and even did it correctly. One out of, like, I think it's like something like 60, 70 offices or something. Like, we know our shit. So it just baffles me that we have just somebody who wants us to fail. And I've, like, there's people who, like, we joke around about it, but then we realize, like, the actual reality of the situation. I'm, for some reason, such a good person at, like, breaking, what's the best way to even put this? Like, breaking expectations, I think, is the best way. If you look at me, you will probably judge me, like, one way or the other, whether it's because my hair is colored, whether it's because I just have a beard that's just unkempt, whether I just wear a fucking gaming jacket, like, every day to work, or sometimes I'll wear the Jackal jacket, which is also a gaming jacket, just way more out there. But just by talking with me, like, just in a work aspect, because how I'm at work is different how I am in real life. Really, stream wise, y'all get the closest to, like, real life me as I am. But just me, like, breaking, like, those expectations gets people to come to our office. And there's been people who have been saying, like, they initially come because they hear good things about the front desk person, which is a baffling statement in of itself. Like, oh yes, I go to the dental office because why? The guy in the front desk, he's fantastic, 10 out of 10. How's the actual dentist? I don't know, but I like the front desk guy. He's cool. But that is to say, like, our dentist, he's absolutely amazing. Like, he's probably one of the best dentists I've ever has been a patient for, rather. And I've been with a lot of shitty dentists, to be fair. So, you know, that's that's interesting. But yeah, no, there's people who have come in who specifically say that, like, the reason they have been, like, referred there or, like, have come in is because people talk about me. But, like, our patient base is, like, up and, like, everything's, like, going great. So I don't understand why this one higher up boss just thinks we're the worst of the worst. That we're, like, all failures, except for our main dentist. Like, I do not understand at all. It is baffling to me. Nice dodges. What's awkward about this is I didn't save. So this could be bad. We'll see. They're good. Got mad because he numbed me wrong and I was in pain. Yeah, no, I've heard of dentists who do that. I've had dentists who did that to me. But no, all of like the dentists I work with, even the specialists that I work with, they're all amazing. Like, straight up, absolutely incredible. Like they'll make sure that if you have to be numb for any sort of procedure, like if they have to like double it or anything just to make sure you don't feel anything, they will absolutely do that, and they will listen to anything that you have to say. There's only like one issue that we have, but it's not that much of an issue anymore. Like we've gotten better. So all in all though, I don't understand why they want us to fail. So with that being said, like as much as like the entire office like really wants me to stay and everything like that, after they've moved me to this other office to like help out on Monday and Tuesdays, I just kind of like have sat there and was like, I don't mind that this office is like newer and, you know, doesn't have everything up to snuff, sure. But like it's a separate office to where like currently it's the same higher up boss runs it, but she's a lot nicer to everyone in that office, including me, which goes to show that like she's not mad at me or anything or doesn't like me. She just doesn't like our office, whether it's maybe our manager or like somebody else who works there. But based on the fact that she treats me vastly differently at this other office than she does at my own, at least I know that I'm on good terms. So I'm kind of like, I've been contemplating, and it's been talking about this for the past like probably since like Thursday. I've been thinking about it, is like asking them to like maybe move me to that office permanently. The thing is, they can't really afford me at the new office just because they're still newer and they still have to like build up a clientele, which they are doing. Just they also have some like questionable business choices that higher up manager has decided to do, and it doesn't make too much sense. Excuse me. The other thing is though, is that universally, and this is like my office, the other office I go to, even like when we have like outside like practices, like having to come in for a day to like help out, everyone wants me to be a manager. Like just full stop. They just want me to be a manager and like run my own office, which I keep declining. Doge calls it a really dumb decision. And says that I should just do it regardless. But no. You could be, might be able to get you to be a Cascoon. Let's see. We'll see. I have been an office manager before. Let's just get that out of the way. That has been one of my jobs, as being an office manager. That being said, for all the specifics that they want and all the things that they want to do, and also have it be on salary, and knowing who my like overall boss would be, if I were to ever be a manager again, office manager or otherwise, I'd have to know that either like the CEO or like whoever, or like if it's not the CEO, whoever is under the CEO who would be my direct boss would be good to work with and like reasonable. This person? No. Based on how they treat my current office and how they treat like some of the other offices that they have, for some reason the second office I go to, they're in good graces, so we're chilling there. But based on just how they're treating people, I don't want to even have a chance to like work under them. And while I could like suggest to work with a different sort of those bosses, because there's like 5 or 6 of them in this area, most of them are not. Most of them are very much in their own head. Like they kind of I guess the best way to say is they're like power tripping or ego tripping is the best way to put it. And I'm not a fan of that. Like, if you're going to have a business do well, you have to treat not only like the people, like your colleagues well, but also the people who are working under you, regardless if you're just like a bog standard manager or somebody higher. Like, you have to treat them well, and when you treat them well, they're going to start performing better and better, because then they want to come to work, they want to do well and succeed, and they know that if they succeed with the business, that they will actually like, there will be some like bonus to that. Hey, do you want to see another Starly? Crazy. Man, to think that I haven't played this game in like a month or two, and I still know when I hear the shiny what it is. That goes to show how long I played this game. Huh. But, I digress. I'm hoping that if I do end up getting moved to this other office, when they can afford me, that it'll just be better. But yeah, I don't really know what to say in that aspect. And on top of that, with all my like financial stuff that I'm doing, and like as much as I have somebody in my ear trying to tell me that I don't live with, let's just say, telling me that I should do the worst financial decision ever, one of the worst financial decisions ever. I'm getting it handled. I'm feeling good about it. We'll see what happens over the next few months. But I need to, as I've said on previous streams, I need to start taking this stuff more seriously. I need to start, like, just improving all in all. There's a reason why I've been working so... I bought $80 worth of office supplies, by the way, just specifically for videos. Like, writing down notes, making sure that I have everything good. Heck, when the power outage happened, like, I was writing in notes of just, like, other ideas that I had that I want to do. Like, I've been busy. I have been. I did decide to go to sleep because it's kind of hard when I have a room that doesn't have a light and I don't own a good lamp. So that might be something else I need to invest in. But no, I've been cooking. I've been cooking. The other thing is, though, is I, like, a lot of my, I guess you would say support system when it comes to, like, friends and whatnot, it's kind of been completely shattered as of late. And that's purely done by me, just because it's not a good friend, like, at all. I don't understand relationships or friendships, I guess, at all. It definitely is something that you'd have to, like, learn when you're young. Like, there's a saying, I think this was, like, said when I was, like, considering being a teacher, but the best way to learn is when you're young, because that way you're the most impressionable, and that way any, like, information will, like, stick. The older you get, the harder it is to learn. Am I autistic? No. At least not diagnosed. I wouldn't be surprised. So I would be surprised if I was autistic, let's just say. But I do have a sneaking suspicion that I could be schizophrenic. And the only reason for that is because I ended up seeing a psychologist back when I was in high school. And they were, like, kind of, like, trying to figure out, like, I think it was a psychologist who could diagnose. It's some sort of doctor. And they were, like, you know, wanting to ask questions, everything. But, like, I got taken out of it pretty quickly. And then I ended up asking my parents, like, hey, like, is there potential that I would be schizophrenic? And I got shut down so hard like they were trying to scare me into ever like thinking that I was there was anything wrong with me. Like I got told that I would be living in a hospital for the rest of my life, that I would never have a normal life. You don't want that, do you? Like, don't ever bring this up again. You'll never see anyone ever again, so don't talk about it. And at the time, scared the shit out of me. So I was like, probably let's maybe not go. Let's maybe not ask that question ever again and like get ourselves seen. Let's just ignore it. But I do think that my family does have, I don't know if it would be a genetic sort of thing, but they do have a history of like, one, not trusting doctors, I guess is one way to put it, but also two, like refusing to get diagnosed for anything mental related. Like even when I did like request to go to like a therapist for a little bit, especially when I was in school, that had a lot of pushback. And then I ended up seeing a therapist for about like 4 or 5 weeks, I want to say. And then parents found out and were like, no, you shouldn't do that. They're not going to help you. You're just going to feel worse about yourself. But I do have a sneaking suspicion that I might be schizophrenic just based off of like that entire conversation. Either that, or I could also be bipolar, which that would make like not even, it's not the other one where it's like, oh, like slightly like you have some moods that like mood swings that sometimes you're like a little bit more happier than you should be, sometimes you're a little bit more sad than you should be. Like there's like one that's like not as drastic, if I recall, because I remember looking into it just secretly. But with how drastic my mood ends up changing, because like, man, I was the lowest of low. It's why I like just pushed away all my friends except for like 2, which I still have pushed away the rest of them. So we're back there. And this is not including Doge and Ellie. I live with them. They are friends, but I live with them, so it's kind of hard to do that. Bipolar depression, BPD. There's another one that's like not as severe though. That's none of those 3. I swear there. Maybe I'm like overthinking it. It could just be BPD. But I don't know. I was pretty confident that I think my mom has something going on with her, that she just doesn't ever want to get diagnosed and just wants to ignore. And like that's on her. That is her decision. I don't want to go too deep, but I would like to think that the mental issues that my mom might have, I think genetically they might have like gotten to me. I'm not good at anatomy, biology, anything like that. So like take this with a grain of salt. But I feel like that probably connects. And we did think that she was one of the 3 things that she said be. So I would think that it would be like something similar for me. I like how one of the Cyndaquils is running away and the other 3 have like, we have declared war on you. Like, how did we get here? Why have y'all decided that we're switching? Okay. We've decided that fight is happening? I don't understand. Why did we get here? Why? Okay. There's one more somewhere. Oh, you're right over here. Hello! No, you're choosing fight. Why are you so different? Weird. That's fair. Excuse me. Yeah, I if I had the money, like I'd probably get myself actually checked out and do like some sort of like mental exam just to see. If it does turn out that I could be autistic like that, I guess I wouldn't be surprised either. But like, just because like that's such a broad spectrum, right? But I do like, the thing is, I'm like sighing as I say this because I don't know. It's you can't if I've learned anything, just internet wise and also working like medical industry as well as like dental industry, is that self-diagnosing yourself is the dumbest thing to do. And I know I'm like kind of doing that right now, or very much am. So it's stupid of me to do, straight up. But it's just so dumb because like you're not a like an actual like practiced individual, so you haven't done all the studies, you haven't like spent like hours, days, months, weeks, not in that order. Sorry, it should have been days, weeks, and months, years even, like looking into this stuff. Like, you can't just self-diagnose yourself because like you read a few symptoms online and it's like, ah shit, it's cancer. God, fucking I'm done. Or, you know, there's even like way in the past, I don't know how many of y'all remember some like YouTube sleuths being like, aha, this person must be a sociopath or a psychopath because I looked online and these are the symptoms. Oh, it says it could be like something else, but like let's ignore that. It's definitely this because that's what we do for the video. And then you have just other people who are just like, we really care about you. And to show that we really care about you, I looked up on WebMD and you have cancer. So you should get better. Have fun. Goodbye. It's like, oh. Okay. But why though? It's like, it's just so out of like left field. So that's why like my take on it is I do need to see, I need to see a few doctors. I know that much, right? Once I get like my once I get like figure out like my finances and maybe like health insurance stuff, even though my health insurance is pretty bad right now, especially because of all of the throat stuff that I had to deal with in January. Oh, hi. You're a cool lava. That's cool. Did you leave? You did. Okay. Oh, hello. Alright, well, now all of y'all should be ferocious. Okay. Sorry. Once we get into, we have to start catching things, then I have to, like, focus for a bit. It's like, oh, shoot. Focus, focus, focus. Get shit done, get shit done. We'll catch these cool lavas. It's not going to really matter too much, but that's okay. Is there any other ones? I've just not seen them. Cool. It's like, focus it up, Kit. Also, I'm going to need to make sure we get more berries in time. But no, I need to see a sleep doctor. I don't remember what they're like exactly called, but a doctor that has to do like those sleep studies. Just because the fact that like I'll sleep for like ungodly amounts of time and also like just can't sleep normally probably means something's going on. So I need to do a sleep study there. One day when I can afford to get my allergies in check, so I'm not paying $200 per week dealing with them. Like I would like to get that taken care of. But then also I need to see, like, I guess a psychologist is like the proper term for the doctor. but I feel like there's a different name. There's a different type of doctor that helps out with like mental stuff. Because I do think that there is something like that. Part of me is thinking it's like, oh man, Kit, you're 29 and you just like never been in a relationship with anybody, and also like you lose friendships at like the snap of the fingers, whether it's people leaving you or more often than not me just backing away from people because I feel like I fail them like constantly. It's why there's a lot of like names that y'all probably don't see anymore. I guess the reason why you only see like Cassie and Cheese nowadays. Is Evie ready to go? No. Okay. Evie's just chilling. Nope. That's not who I want to talk to. But I do. Here's the thing though, with the friendship part, I think it's the fact that I've just never. I think the proper term for it is just that I've never been good at making friends or keeping friends. And I don't think it's more of like a mental thing in that aspect. I think it's just the fact of me moving a bunch in life. Like I do truthfully think like that's the reason. And the reason I say that is I used to move like every year. Every year my family would like move somewhere. And whenever I'd like go to school, I just was always like, I could like talk to people, but I always felt that like I was just annoying them like all the time. And like there'd be people who would like, there's one person I hung out with a bunch, and then when I moved and I could no longer hang out with that person, I never really hung out with anybody that much ever again. Like just straight up like went from, oh, every single day I'm hanging out with somebody, and that's what I hear like friend groups do, is they're always like playing games together, or they're hanging out, or they're chatting, like maybe not every day, but like every other day, or like multiple times a week. And even, yes, I'm an adult now, so like it's different because people have lives and everything. But even like high school, I never had anybody that I would like hang out with like daily, right? Excuse me? Why are you... Interesting. Okay. And even like at jobs, like there'd be people who would like want to hang out. Like they would hang out with other people, except not me, because like I just never was like part of the group or never fit in with like the other coworkers. Now I did get like, at the time, they did try to be like, oh, you know, we smoke, we vape, and we also like smoke weed, and you know, we also drink a whole bunch. Like you could join in on that. And you know, never really wanted to, because no. I still have never drank. I still, funny, the other office I work at like just found out about this recently. Like I've never smoked, I've never vaped, never done smoked weed, I've never drank, never done drugs of any kind. Like haven't done like any of that stuff. And they were just like baffled. Which I still don't understand what's baffling about it. But like whatever. I remember it was just like so strange. Like you don't drink at all? I'm like, nope. Like unless it's soda or water, like nope. Oh, come on. God dang it. It's hard to really say. But I think nowadays it's just more the fact that like I've known so many more like what I truthfully think, and this is not to like elicit any like sort of sympathy or empathy or anything like that, it's that I've never been anybody's number one. Except for when I was in elementary school, I was like never anybody's like number one best friend or anything. Ever. Like, if there was like, oh, who do I feel like hanging out today? I don't make top 10 on most people's lists. Like, it's just like, I guess I could hang out with Kit. I guess that's fine. Heck, even the person I live with, like, I understand, like, more his reasoning for this yesterday of, like, the fact that I didn't want to get sick around a cat because I'm highly allergic to cats. Which, frankly, I think it was more the fact that we were outside than the cat that was making me sick. But it was just like, oh, we could drop you off at the house and we could just go hang out with, like, these people for a bit. And, like, just kind of, like, straight up assumed that I wasn't going to show up. Fair point. Like, I wasn't going to just because it's not my, like, crowd. But, like, you could have just asked a bit, like, hey, do you want to hang out? So, like, I know I'm not in any of their, like, top 5 or top 10. But, like, even all the way since, like, high school, I don't think there's anybody ever who was, like, happy to hang out with me or, like, be friends with me. So, my friend in high school I had to sleep over with, and they literally told me I was their last resort. Yeah, and, like, I mean, if I'm glad I have not had that ever happen before. Like, that sounds mentally traumatizing. Like, imagine you're just like, oh, this could be a fun sleepover, haha. Yeah, literally, like, no one else, like, wanted to show up, so, like, you're okay, I guess. Oh. So we're not gonna be having... But, yeah, I mean, thanks for being here. At least I now look, like, a little bit cooler. It's like, oh, okay. But imagine not, like, ever being told it, but you just got the feeling from everybody else. When I was in student council, I was on the outskirts. Like, no one really wanted to hang out with me or have me around. When I was actually in, like, middle school, I tried out to play for, like, sports teams. No one really wanted me to be part of the team. In fact, I think one of the coaches, if I recall correctly, and my parents were, like, pissed off at this, one of the coaches for, I think it was football, just refused to have, like, let me be part of the team. Like, essentially just had me sit out for every sort of, like, training drill or anything. And I just kind of, like, sat there. Just, you know, just sitting, just literally being a bench warmer. Like, they had no interest in having me play. None of the other kids wanted to have me as, like, part of the team. And, like, I'm not a dickhead. Like, if we're playing Dead by Daylight, that's one thing. But back then, like, I wasn't a bully. I wasn't, like... I wasn't, like, a bully at all. I never, like, made fun of anybody. I always, like, jumped from friend group to friend group, sure, but that's because, like, no one really wanted me around for, like, long term that much. And this might surprise people nowadays, but back then, I very much hid the fact that I was a gamer. Like, there was, like, one group of people that, like, were gamers that I would, like, sometimes talk to every now and again. But for the most part, I did not want to tell people that I was playing World of Warcraft or, like, RuneScape or, like, anything of the sorts. Like, even with my DS with, like, Pokemon, oh, I would hide that shit everywhere. Like, I did not want people knowing, just because I'd, like, at the time, it was, you know, around that time where nerds and such got looked down upon. Now being the nerd's, like, the coolest thing. But back then, like, no. And there were some people that I would, like, hang out with at their houses every now and again. But also, and I don't know if this is, like, a weird thing. I don't know if anyone, like, understands this mindset. But I was always the one reaching out to, like, hang out rather than, like, anybody asking me. You know? Like, from what I've learned about, like, conversations and stuff, they're, like, sure, you could, like, ask to, like, hang out with somebody and everything, but, you know, it goes both ways. Like, that person would also want to hang out with you and also wants to reach out to see. I don't think I've ever had, as far as I can remember, I don't think I've ever had anyone, like, actually reach out to me to ask to hang out. Unless, weirdly enough, like, more recently for, like, stream stuff, if it was something that was, like, charity related where they needed just a chaotic element to make the stream, like, more interesting. Like no one's just been like, hey, you want to play or anything like that. There are some times where people would do that like after the fact because they need to fill spots on something, which once again I completely understand in that aspect, but there's no one as far as I can think of that's been like, hey, Kit, first choice, you want to just hang out and chill playing? I don't want any of this. Like just us two playing this game. Like never really been that. There was one recently that it seemed like it was close, and then I'm pretty sure I got replaced pretty quickly. So, and once again, like just knowing how the streaming space is and knowing how how I'm not that important to too many people, like completely understandable. Like I'm not like wishing ill will on anybody. It's more the fact of like, I get it. Gotta do what you gotta do, and you want to be around people that you enjoy. You don't want to be around people that you like can just barely tolerate, you know? But it does, like, because once again, 29 years old, like I should have at least like some sort of friend group, but it constantly gets like, it's not like, oh, we're gonna talk about this right now, but like it kind of gets like implied most of the time that I don't know anybody where I live. I don't have any friend groups from where I live, and the people that I do interact with, I'm not their top 10 choice on who to hang out with, including the people I live. Does that sting or hurt? Gotta be honest, not really. Mostly because I understand that it's not going to be fun for me to hang out in various like groups, but it does hurt the fact that like I've been here for 3 years and I've not made a single connection of any kind. Um, like that's I think the thing that's like hitting me. By the way, if you're new here, welcome to the Pokemon streams where I just talk real talk all the time. That's how these streams go. For anyone new who's just like snooping in or something. Um, yeah, I don't know really what to do about it. Like I've always wondered, like, hindsight, right? Where maybe if I was in high school and like maybe I did decide to talk about video games or something, would that have changed a thing? Or if I would have done stuff differently with student council, would that have changed a thing? But to be fair, the student council part, listen, the time I waged war an entire year against them, that was honestly pretty funny. So like I don't really care about that part. I'm gonna be real. But like, I didn't have any like groups I like continually hung out with, and like I said, no one really wanted to like reach out to me ever to hang out. It's just have my current friends been on dating apps that decided we'd be better off as friends after meeting someone else. See, and that's why I'm afraid, like, okay, so Doge has this idea, and I get where he's coming from. I get it. I've never dated anybody. I've gotten close a few times, but weirdly enough, it's like kind of the same situation where I get really close and they're like, oh shit, but this guy's better. Yeah, we could be friends, but now you're gonna be like, if I had to make a hierarchy list, like, Kit, I think you're probably 22nd, like in the friendship thing. Like relationship wise, I guess you were top 3, but like now you're 0. So like that sounds really dickish to say to myself, but like that's really just how it feels. But Doge has this idea, and I think Ellie doesn't agree nowadays. I don't know. It's really hard to tell with both of them. But Doge had this idea that like I really needed to try like hardcore try on a dating app, whether it was like Tinder or is it Bumble? Is Bumble the one where it's like the girl reaches out to you first or something? I think that's what that was. And like his entire idea was you need to like get with a girl, dates, and then at least like be like friendly with like their friend group, and then boom, you finally have a friend group that you can hang out with, and also you're now somebody's number one, which means that like now you're like feeling good about yourself and feeling good. The problem is one, I don't have a high like confidence in myself. Yeah, I dyed my hair for some reason, even though I'm like really good with trying to keep my hair like color constant. Fucking the lavender like faded really fast, but like the dark purple is still there, so we're good on that front. It's just so weird that like it just like faded so fast. Interesting. Do I just want a bunch of alpha unknown of just all the different letters? That feels funny. We could do that. But I have tried dating apps in the past, and really no one would really ever match with me, or if it was somebody, it's somebody who like, listen, I have, you know, I have like, you know, what I would prefer in a partner. Having teeth is, you know, one of those standards that I think, you know, you should at least have if I'm going to date you. Like, if you have dentures, like, you know, nothing wrong with having dentures. Nothing wrong with that. My preference is that if you're around my age, maybe don't be missing, like, the front 6 of your teeth. Like, I'm just saying. Ow. Sorry, your ears are going to be damaged from this. Holy hell. Alpha Pokemon, am I right? Holy hell. 2, 3, 4. Jesus, my ears. Why are there so many P's? Alright, we're good. We're good. Holy hell. That was ridiculously loud. Okay. We're fine. We're chilling. Holy hell, that was crazy. Anywho, back to what I was saying. We heard that, right? That wasn't just me. Is that a Carnivine? Man, I played this game way too much. Holy hell. Oh, that's so funny that I just know that off the top of my head. Yeah, and like that's... I don't know if I need a... You know what? No. Listen, I know what I need. I don't need that. And that's the thing is like... So, okay. Here's my history with dating apps, okay? So, first off, I was legitimately looking for somebody, like, just like-minded individual, somebody that I would connect with, and just, you know, I was feeling like I wanted to find somebody that I could just, like, date and be with and, like, call, like, my number one, right? Especially with how, like, bad everything has been for me with, like, connecting with people. Like, I just wanted to find somebody who would see me as their number one. And that I would see them as my number one, right? Like, that was my goal. Ow. After quite some time of trying to, like, flirt and everything, and, like, there's, like, 1 or 2 people that... Ow. Alright, I need to run away from it. After, like, a few months of, like, trying, like, I did find one person, and then they ghosted me, and then I did find somebody else. However, their interests, while y'all can have any interests, and their interest was, like, a really normal interest, having that interest be your personality, like, I was trying to, like, still reach out to, like, have my standards, and, like, what I would feel like we would connect with. But if all you're going to talk about, like, for like, days and days and days is the same subject Like, oh, do we maybe like, let's maybe go to see a movie or something. Let's talk about this. Like, okay, let's, you know, maybe... I can't believe I'm... Oh, shit. It's like, hey... Fuck. Run! Okay. Ooh. Like, you can't just make that one topic your entire personality. Like... Hey, like, do you want to go, like, eat some food, get some dinner, watch a movie or something? Let's talk about this. Okay, let's talk about it for a little bit and then maybe hang out? But let's talk about this again. Okay. You know, I don't even need to, I don't know why I'm hiding what they would talk about. It's not weird. They were really into chemistry, and not like romantic chemistry. Like all they wanted to talk about is chemical bonds, like different formulas. The fact that they wanted to build like a chemistry lab, but not for anything weird. They really had to state that it was not for anything weird. Like that's their entire like. That was every conversation I had with them. Was just chemistry. And I would ask, like, I tried to be a little flirty about chemistry with, like, trying to ask him out to, like, go hang out and get a coffee or something like that. No, just nothing. Like, it was just talking. And, like, it was, like, their major and everything. Like, more power to you. Great. But, like, give me something. Like, what do you like to go singing out on the weekends? Like, what favorite movie? Do you read? It was just all chemistry. And like over time with the dating app, I set my standards like lower and lower during like those first few months. But even still, like I just was like, no, I need to still be like, need to have like some sort of standard, right? Especially like if I was just trying to get a date somebody just because I wanted to date somebody, that's not fair to them. And also that would just make both of us generally unhappy. So I knew I just had to like look for somebody that like I legitimately wanted to be with. And I didn't find anything. Then I kind of broke at that point and just felt like it was never going to happen. So I did start looking for, you know what? But I was so like not happy with like the idea of like looking for that I just stopped pretty quickly and like removed all the dating apps. And then if you've been around semi-recently, I think it was like a month or two ago, I did talk about the fact that I did re-download them just to like just because like I was not having any luck and just felt like completely alone. So I was like, maybe I'll like find somebody, or maybe like somebody just wants to have like some sort of connection, like anything. Like I'll take whatever. I was so desperate. But then we talked about the fact that my manager showed up on, by the way, not one, but two of them. I think I said in the past it was one. No, it was two, because I still tried using the other one. Still tried using Tinder. And they showed up on there. And I just had to, listen, I obviously swiped left, but there was just this chance in my head that they could have swiped right. And I was going to be so, like, I don't know if I would have, like, if it was after, like, I, like, stopped working there, then sure. But while I'm working there, no, I don't want to know the answer to this. So I haven't been on since. And here's the thing, and once again, I understand that so completely. Like, I understand that to just an insane degree. You're on Bumble and Hinge. Gotcha. Like, I understand that, because I really tried, right? I really, really tried, and especially like growing up, realizing that I was never anyone's number one. Um, and even then, I would just keep getting demoted. And even nowadays, I'm no one's number one. In fact, like once again, realizing that is what's caused me to like pretty much alienate myself from nearly everybody. Like the only two who aren't is Cassie, because Cassie is like the little sister that I never had, who I know that if anything were to happen to me, like I think they would follow suit. So like they they like man, the fact that I like have to like also protect them from like everything is it's cool, but also feels weird sometimes. But like I do like they would just still like message me no matter how much I push away. And then Cheese, but Cheese has also been around for like ages, and Cheese is also like a sibling that I never had. Like they're like both very considerate siblings that I've never had. Is really what it is. Uh and then like I guess the third one would also technically be Spring, but Spring also just appears and disappears like so frequently. So it's kind of hard to keep consistent there. But like everyone else, like I haven't messaged some people who, funny enough, I haven't messaged some people I've like commissioned or like who are part of the team that I was helping for or wanting to help make for content. Like I haven't messaged them in like over a month now. I kind of like barely acknowledge when they show up just because like they could be doing they could be doing so much better than like interacting with me. So, but like that's my whole like mental that's once again that's what started this entire conversation is just like my mental concept is there's probably still want to talk and stuff, but like no one ever wants to reach out. It's always me reaching out first. That it's like I guess maybe it's like fine if I like was away from them because they're not gonna notice. But then this is what's gonna happen, right? Is I'm gonna then start thinking that maybe then I might have another chance on like Tinder or Bumble or something like that, or like whatever dating apps are on there, and then it's gonna fail again, and then I'm gonna get desperate. It's gonna be this just endless revolving circle, except it's gonna end up with me just being the sole kit and everyone else is just murmur, I guess. It's such a and I guess it's not helped by the fact that I live with an engaged couple where their interactions as a couple make me feel like it's not a healthy relationship, but it is actually the most healthy relationship, and that just confuses me. Like they'll argue, give death glares to each other, and like, you know, have like be pretty loud about things, only for them to like be lovey-dovey and like close to each other like not 2 minutes later. And apparently that's normal for a relationship from what I understand, but it doesn't like it doesn't make sense to me, so I just kind of like get confused. That's how it was when we ate food yesterday, is like they were like arguing and then all of a sudden like they were like really close together right afterwards. And I'm like this. And here's the thing, like it's not like they are in a really, really healthy relationship. I know that for a fact, for a pure fact, they are. But like, it just doesn't make sense to me. But I think that in that case, it's also the fact that like I've just never been in a relationship, so that's all I have to go off of. I don't know. So, God, even yesterday with me like connecting with somebody, like that was like crazy. Though to be fair, like I just kind of I don't really interact with too many streamers when they play Dead by Daylight. But for some reason, something was telling me that maybe I should like just join in. But even still, like I very much kind of kept quiet and kept to myself when I was joining in and playing. Because like I didn't want to. I don't know. I felt like I just didn't want to be Kit at that point, and I didn't even like insert real name here. Like I don't want to be that because that's also the same as Kit. So I just figured I'd just be quiet and just like focused the entire time I was playing with them. But also like it was like probably one of the most terrifying things was joining up with that during that stream. Because like I've had so much bad luck lately and so prone to just pushing away that it's like maybe it was like there was a possibility of like things going well. I don't know. It's really hard to say. It's really hard to say. I've also, like, kind of diverting from this topic. Like, I've also noticed me changing a lot over time with, like, streaming and just, like, talking to people, too. And I'm wondering... So, for those who have watched for, like, a very long amount of time, I was somebody who was very chaotic, a lot of jokes, a lot of like comedic timings and stuff like that. Really good at playing whatever game I played, super strategic, but also like my big thing was always like causing chaos wherever I went, and just more in a fun way rather than like annoying people. That was like the goal, right? But if you watch any like the recent streams, even like Dead by Daylight or anything, like that's just gradually gone away. And I think I was thinking about this for like the past few months overall of like what's changed with my content and like what's changed about me. And I think I've realized, like thinking about it now and also like what we were just talking about, I think I'm just really, really scared to be chaotic around people. And this isn't like, oh, Kit's like trying to change to like fit in with people sort of thing. It's more the, oh my gosh, I'm trying to think while I'm like avoiding things. Oh my gosh. This is kind of crazy that I just did all that. That's kind of cool. Sorry, I need to focus like real quick before I go up here. Okay. Holy hell, holy hell. Okay, so what I was saying, excuse me. I think I've stopped being chaotic just because of the fear that there's two fears that I have. One is I think that people will not be able to like handle the chaotic energy that I give if I just like if I introduce and then just immediately start causing chaos and just like funny things happening. I think people will like not be able to really handle that in an actual like good way. So they probably want to distance themselves from me in that aspect, which I don't want. So it's caused me to like just kind of like dial it back a little bit. But also I think I'm just really afraid of being used for my chaotic energy, to which I've just kind of like all but stopped it. And the reason I say that is because a lot of, and this is not, I want to make this really clear. This is not me trying to like hype myself up or anything like that and say like, the reason this went really well is because Kit's a fucking genius. This is more the fact of like seeing the actual benefit affecting other people leading to what it is. Sorry, excuse me. Let me just finish this real quick. Cool. So much collecting, so little time. How many do I have? 45? Okay, we're still good. We're chilling, we're chilling, we're chilling. Sorry, how do I... I'm trying to think of like the proper way to word things. Well, like I'm like catching Pokemon and diving back and forth. I truly have this belief that my chaotic energy on streams that like I'm not running benefit their stream more than it will benefit my stream. And while I shouldn't like care about it, I suppose, like that's the thing is like I technically shouldn't really care about it because, you know, I'm just a guest on somebody else's channel and anything like that. And I shouldn't be like trying to do things for clout. Like I should just be doing things just for fun and also just to like also grow as a person, but also, you know, growing here. I think my chaotic energy, if I'm on another stream or another person's channel, benefits them way more than me being on my own channel. Which sounds crazy to say like out loud because it's like, well, you're not always on their channel, right? You're not always like there. So why would that be the case? But a lot of people also don't like try to like show who else. Like I'm still really bad at it. I'll just be completely honest. I'm still really bad at like linking to other people's like channels that I collab with. But I do try to like also make it a very prominent point that the people I'm playing with do have channels, like do check them out. I'm just, or if the people have been around for a while, like they're usually not watching me be the, what the fuck? There's so many of these. Interesting. Excuse me. Like most of the times though, if it's like the same names that you see over and over again, it's like, oh, you're probably already watched this other person. Like I'm the new guy to this. Does that make sense? I think it does. But for the most part, like because I'm like a reoccurring guest on some channels, people will be more prone to watch the bigger channel in that aspect, or the one that's growing the faster between the two, in order to see whatever chaotic energy that I end up doing. And it doesn't, like, it sounds crazy to say, but like there have been channels in the past where like that's just been a thing where it's like, oh, Kit doing this is what really helped propel this to happen. I'm like, okay. Even some like charity streams, like it really just kind of felt that my randomness and my chaoticness, fuck, there we go, is just like what like caused people to continue watching and then end up donating, which is like cool. It's good for a good cause, but it's like, yep, that's Kit. He's here sometimes. Like, oh, I do stream too sometimes. Just saying. But who knows? This could all just be like me overthinking everything and it's just in my head and it's just like a weird like correlation. But that's the thing is like, this is just how my brain works. It's why for the most part I treat like most people I play games with or against as just like an enemy more than like a rival or something of the sort. Because it's just, I don't know if I'm actually like a friend, if I'm just being used, like what the whole deal is. Man, the more I've like talked about this for the past 2 hours, the more I'm just like, man, I really have just been like so fucked in the head over time the point where like if I can't even like trust the people I'm like playing games with, like holy hell. Crazy. Okay, first off, change moves. Let's get rid of Dull Eyes. It is Sunny, which means that now if I were to evolve you, you should be an Espeon. Right? Yes. Cool. I knew it! I figured it out! Hooray! Nope. I don't know. There's a lot that goes through my brain. See, now though I'm in like a much better mood. Like this with the power outage and just like the stream today. I've been in like a lot better of a mood to actually like stream and like start being consistent again. Like I don't feel as tired. The caveat to that though is for the past month I just been pushing people out relentlessly and just not talking to people and not wanting to communicate. And now I'm like, all right, and now everything is fine. My soul hurts for some reason, but everything is fine. It's like, is it really though? Like, hold on, bucko. I don't know. Hard to say. I need to... You can go back here. Here. There's still so much though I want to do and get done. It's gonna be a lot more difficult being like kind of solo on everything, but that's just how everything works. So not too much to say or worry about in that aspect. You know, at some point maybe I should just talk about the game. I don't usually do that for Pokemon Arceus. ZA looks fun though. I've seen a little bit about ZA. I haven't like spoiled myself on too much. So yeah. But it looks like it's gonna be a fun time. I think there's supposed to be like a huge, like a way bigger whole cavalcade of like Pokemon. So I'll get on that at some soon. I'm waiting for so for all intents and purposes, while Arceus doesn't have a thumbnail, it's just on YouTube, which is like my meh thumbnails. I do want Arceus to have a consistent one, and like all games moving forward, having consistent like thumbnails. I can't afford a different thumbnail every single stream. That would just be too much. So we just use the same one over and over. And starting with ZA, I'm pretty much like once a thumbnail gets like commissioned and like created for a game, that game is now able to be streamed. Now, if a new game just comes out, it's like, ooh, I want to play that. Full stop, like or full send, we will have to focus on that game. Or it's like I can't play. Sorry, I can't play that game until like I get it commissioned to be made. Will I be late to the party at that case? Sure, unless like I get a news message that's like, hey, this game's gonna be coming out relatively soon. I'm like, oh shit, that's really cool. Hey, artist friend, how much do I need to pay you? Um, as far as thumbnails go right now, Spring is making the one for ZA. Just full, like, I pitched the idea to Spring, and Spring was like, yes, that's hilarious, we're doing it. It's the only thing I know about ZA. So once that's done, we'll start streaming ZA, and I do expect that series to take quite a long time. I based on what I'm hearing, it sounds like shiny hunting, I suppose, in ZA is not going to be difficult at all, and I expect with like future updates, it's just going to get easier. Do I want to turn my content into shiny hunting? No. Do I want to talk about it though? Yes. And maybe I might turn some videos into it, just because while it's insanely boring and not fun, talking about it though seems to be interesting, and I have some thoughts on it. There are some other thumbnails being made by 2 other artists, one of which I would hope they're working on. I haven't messaged them in a month, so it's fair. That being said, like, I wanted to, like, I kind of wanted to do some insurance, essentially, just because I don't have the best of luck with artists. If you've been with this community for a while, like, you kind of know. But I was hoping that, like, prepaying for them gives, like, at least more of an incentive to, like, get it done. But one artist was, like, refusing payment just in general, which, you know, to each of their own, I guess. I've been still trying, but, like, I was hoping, like, that would, like, get them, like, in the mindset to, like, give it a try and, like, keep moving forward. But if it takes, like, another, like, 2 or 3 months, like, then so be it. It is what it is. And then one other one, originally, like, it sounded like everything was going well, and then I think they had to suddenly move or something. I don't know the specifics. But they, like, sent me a message, like, apologizing it was gonna take longer, and I was like, y'all, I have 4 games I can play right now. Like, I do not mind. Because I got this, I got DBD, I got Hades, and I have Stellar Blade. So, like, take your time. We could just go through these games slowly. It's fine. But if I run out of things to do in each game, then we're going to start having a little bit of a problem. It's like, hold up. Wait, please. So. Is there really no? Okay. That's fine. After this set, I need to go take out some trash. I don't know if I need to order food or not, though. Also, I could use this time to also talk about, like... Okay, bye. Like, talk about, like, upcoming games and, like, streams and stuff like that. Just that won't have, like, thumbnail-specific things. So, there is a schedule now, like, an official schedule for the Caboodle and whatever we're going to call that Danganronpa group. Do I know what we're going to call the Danganronpa group? No. Do they have a official name? No. Will it have an official name? Who knows? Okay. You need to... God damn it. Come on. think doing this is just easier. One of you will be red eventually, right? It's weird that some of them just fucking flee and the others don't. There's another one somewhere, isn't there? You, come here. Okay, that's what I figured. I'll actually talk about this first before I take out the trash and stuff like that. So we now have a actual like schedule that's going to be pretty consistent moving forward. There is going to be some changes for the better as time goes on, but we will like kind of have to play it by ear. So streams that'll be just myself unless something happens are going to be Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. So everything but Tuesday and Saturday, and we'll get to those Tuesdays and Saturdays soon. But I do plan on streaming every single day now. Before, when it was like just really, really rough, was just because a lot of mental things going on, as I talked about earlier the stream. Now that that's mostly behind me and I'm just kind of taking things in stride, I should be streaming every single day, assuming I don't just like pass out completely. That does mean that like while I'm getting things set up for like videos and stuff, I'm going to be hella busy, but I'm still going to do it regardless. Like I think it would be fine. Yeah. So every day expect to stream. Hopefully it's not going to be like consistent games like over and over again, like Dead by Daylight, like a week, 2 weeks in a row. Like hopefully we'll be like switching it up, but it really just depends on what I feel like and what I need footage for, and also like what needs to be worked on. I am going to grab you because just in case the previous Wurmple doesn't become a Cascoon, you're my backup. But expect like DBD, Hades, Legends Arceus, or Stellar Blade, just on any of those days. That should be kind of the focus until like a new thumbnail gets made. And once a thumbnail gets made, then we just add that to the list of like games to stream. Tuesdays, so every other Tuesday, and I believe it starts, I don't think it's starting this Tuesday. I have to double check with the group. But the Caboodle is going to be officially back. For those who don't know, that's myself, Doge, Cube, and Slime. We finally have a day locked in for us to stream. However, it is not super frequent. It is just every other Tuesday. We still want to do mystery games. We still want to stream for a fair bit. There's also the possibility that more streams could happen. It just depends on availability, more so for the twins than it is for myself and Doge. What I believe we're starting off with, just to get back in the swing of things, is we are going to be playing Mahjong in Midnight Murder Party first. And potentially, there was a joke game that Slime put in that, honestly, I think would just be hilarious. So we might do that one too, just to get the ball rolling. But then after, we're trying to figure out if we are going to do a mystery, like a few mystery games that none of us have ever played before, or if we're going to get Doge to play 999. I've been in the mood of wanting to play 999 again recently, in that entire series. The thing is I don't know if we want to make it a Caboodle stream where Cube and Slime are there the entire time, or if we want to do like Rain Code, or if we want to do like any other game that's like mystery based, like kind of pseudo visual novel. Like we'll see. But we're still in the process of like coming up with what the first like actual game is going to be, but that'll be every other Tuesday. For the Tuesdays that we're not doing the Caboodle stuff, that will be when Doge and I are going to be streaming Persona 5 and just going through all the Persona games. With Persona 5, we starting off, it's going to be like some shorter streams, so like 3 to 4 hours. I say that's shorter, but that's because with these longer games, like I do want to devote more time to playing them. Which means if I'm spending like 3 to 4 hours playing Persona 5 Royal, we're going to be here for forever. So once my schedule gets fixed a little bit for Tuesdays, that should be moving forward. There is also a possibility on Fridays Doge and I will play Persona 5. It really just depends on his availability in that case more than mine. But I have to talk with him more about that soon. So that's going to be cool. And then on Saturdays, Saturday mornings is when the Danganronpa streams are going to happen. We're planning to do it every Saturday starting in the middle of November. We're going to be playing Danganronpa 2 for, moving forward, which we already have all the voices and all that stuff taken. I've also put my foot down to, like, have the streams being more enjoyable. And that's not like, oh, Kit's, like, making everyone get in line to, like, do specific things so that way it's a haha funny stream. No, it's more the fact that I'm trying to, like, be like, hey, if the energy is not there and like everyone's like tired or something, we could just end the stream and then just continue at a later date. And apparently that was never considered when we played Danganronpa 1. So now I'm like, hey, if we're in the middle of a trial and someone's tired and has to go into sleep, or like their significant other is pestering them to hang out, and that goes for all 3 people other than me, we'll just end the stream right there, regardless of where we're at, and then we'll just pick up from when we left off next time. I might cut the pacing a little bit in that case, but I think it's just better for the morale of the stream rather than it sounding like somebody hating life for like an extra hour. So, yeah. But that'll be every Saturday moving forward, and then I'll be doing like some solo streams afterwards. But, yeah. So we have actual like collab dates. If I get back in people's good graces and there's collab streams, like they might be like a Wednesday spot or something, or a Thursday. But we will see. But moving forward, I am trying to do streams every single day. I'm trying to make the streams longer. I've not been a big fan of like the constant like 3 to 4 hour streams, just because there's always so much to do in a whole bunch of games. And I feel like just 3 to 4 hours is like, at least nowadays, is so short compared to like what needs to be done in like a lot of video games. And especially for like the content that I'm starting to like work on and have been working on. Like I gotta focus on it. So I was trying to think if there's anything else I need to talk about stream-wise before I just take this small break. Take out trash and stuff like that. I don't think my roommates are going to be home for supper, which means I need to figure out what to do. Like, I also want to make some progress. Because, like, the only progress we've made so far is that we got an alpha Eevee. Like, that's it. Or sorry, we got the alpha Espeon. Excuse me. Like, everything else has been nothing. But also, like, if they've already eaten, then that means either I have to go out to eat or I have to order something. And ordering something right now is like hella expensive. So, let me think really quick. Hello, Cassie. How are you? You've come to bother me again. But it's not a bother. Unless, like, do you have a question or something? Or just chilling in the chat? Nope, just chilling in the chat. Gotcha. I'm messaging Doge real quick to see if him and Allie have already eaten. If they have... What am I looking at? Just 2 Cleavors and a fucking Surviper? That's a snake. That's a Scyther, not a Surviper. Good lord. Okay. That just happened. I need Doge to respond, because if they've already eaten and they're not planning on, like, eating when they get... Yeah, no, they've already eaten, probably, because it's 8:30. That sucks. Okay. Hmm. I don't know what to do, though. I need to think this. I need to think, because I do need food. Food's pretty important. But also because it's way later than I thought it was. I don't know where to go, and I don't really want to go back to Taco Bell again, because, like, that's not super good. Cherubi. Okay, we'll go to the Cherubi stuff. That was unexpected, because I still need Cherum. Listen, if we get Cherum, then I'm fucking calling it, like, calling today a successful day. If we just need to get one of the shinies that, like, we still need. And, like, Cherum I already put, like, on the back burner, because that's just gonna be a bit of a headache to try to find. But listen, if one of these cherries... I mean, technically I still need 2. Because I believe the Cherubi that I have is from a different game. Excuse me. You're not exactly what I'm looking for. Like, you're cool, you're purple, but, like, one of the... Is that one to the right? Need one of you to be slightly lighter color. Please. Nope. Nope. Please. Please. One of you. One of you be cool. Okay, you can play. That's fine. Please. No. Alright, we're gonna go check these 2 trees. That's 1 tree that's a no. 2 trees that are a no. Unfortunate. Okay, I need to think. I am pretty confident that Doge and I leave it eaten. So if I need to get food, I could drive a little bit. Oh, but I need gas. Shit, actually. Well, fuck. I'm trying not to spend, like, too much money. That's my big thing right now, is I'm trying to make sure that, like, while I'm dealing with all of the stuff going on, I need to make sure that I'm not, like, spending, like, anything, like, or overspending, right? Um. Ooh. Yeah. Because, like, okay, I do need to get gas, right? But gas also is, like, expensive right now. So, do I... Well, I didn't need anything yesterday, but I did spend money yesterday. It's also Sunday. I could also just go... I'm really, like, racking my brain right now on, like, what I should do. Because, sure, I can go through a drive-thru. But that's not, like, an actual... Like... That's... knowing me, I'm just not gonna, like, actually finish it. I'm thinking of going to, like, a restaurant and just ordering, like, pickup. Like, that is an option. I also really need to take out that trash soon, because otherwise it's just going to get insanely dark, and moving those trash bins is going to be a fucking pain in the butt. Also, if it starts storming again, which it says it's clear right now, so we should be fine, but... The reason why I'm delaying it is, like, I got to debate on it whether this is just going to be me ending off the stream to do it, because then I just have to go grab food, or if I... Or do I just, like, decide that food is not needed for today? Excuse me. What was that I just saw briefly? Okay, it was a Bidoof. I was like, I thought I saw white, and I was like, wait a second. I also get paid soon. I need to make sure I have enough for that. I'm like going through all this in my head. I think I just have to figure out, like, there is one restaurant that I can think of that, like, should... there's two. One will give me a ridiculous amount of food for cheap, I think. While the other... Sorry, side note. I just gotta point this out as a side note. We had food the other day, right? Or yesterday during the power outage, yada yada yada. And I, like, talked to Doge and Allie about the fact that I just couldn't eat the fries at the place that we were at. Just because I always find myself, like, eating the fries, like, very briefly, and then, like, after 4 or 5 fries, I just can't. So I ordered coleslaw, and both of them looked at me disgusted that I was ordering coleslaw. I know coleslaw is, like, a very divisive food, but, like, I ate all the coleslaw, like, pretty quickly, compared to, like, the fries, where I would have probably eaten, like, 4 or 5 and then would have stopped. Also, I ate my entire burger in, like, 2-3 minutes or something like that. Like, I just, like, finished it so fast. And then both of them were like, all right, we're all ready to go. And they only ate half of their burger. I was like, what? Why? Like, y'all don't need to rush to, like, eat or anything. I just ate really quick because I was hungry. Okay, I'm going to... see. Okay, so they close then. What about this place? Okay, that place has way more hours. Let me go here, actually. So my first choice of place, let's just be real, I'm not making it in time. There's just no way. Especially with like needing gas and everything, like no. However, the second place is a yes. It's just, will I have, what's my money? It's doing all this sort of stuff. Okay. Oh, that's what they were talking about. Okay. Sorry, Ali Dojo talked about something. And I had no idea what they were talking about, and then they didn't explain it to me, but they explained it to each other. So I'm glad that they understood what they were talking about at the time. I had no idea. Now I'm caught up. But at the same time, oh, actually no, that makes sense why they didn't need to explain it to me, because I would not have these. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Um you know what? Let me actually do this. Okay. I'm just going to create this account because I would like deals if they have any. So okay, it's this one. Like that's sorry, I'm like multitasking here. So that just seems expensive. Listen, I'm a big proponent of if a place has like a login, like a membership sort of thing, fucking do it, because that will get you a bunch of good deals and free offers and stuff. Okay. It's this, right? This. Why are you saying that? Sorry, like I said, I'm multitasking right now. Do this. Yes. Click that. Okay. So if I do, I guess it's okay. God, but that's also so expensive. Look. I'm like looking at the food offer and I'm like, do I want this? Do I not? Like, what am I gonna eat? What am I not? Right? Um Food, 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 food. So nothing there. It's actually, that's not bad. If I do this and then do this. Wait. Wait, this is included? Oh, this is the greatest thing ever. Get the fucking shit out of here. Remove. Remove. Menu. Do this. So we do this. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so this. Sorry, this. Luckily, I'm not like recording, so I can just pull this up. I'm like multitasking here. What do we got? No, 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 no. Really? I mean, I guess that's fine. Sorry, now I'm being vague. I'm trying to order food. Because my stomach growls. I guess with gas should be okay. Man, we're really just getting nothing. Let me take a look. Guess I could do this. Save. Okay, that's fine. And then the question is, do I order another one? You ever just like take a look at something and you're like, is this, do I really want this? Do I want to pay the extra? It's actually not bad though. Yeah, it's fine. My stomach has spoken very loudly. Oh, okay. That's fine. Okay. Is that good? Looks like it. Okay, so because I need to go grab food, I think this will be the last thing that we do. I am gonna go see if there's any Cyndaquil. We made literally zero progress. But that's, I mean, we got an Espeon. That's cool. We just needed more alphas, but that's fine. There is a single Cyndaquil here. If this is what we're looking for, then great. If it's not, then that's fine. But I will add, so I will be adding, Jesus, Paris. Arceus back into like the whole docket, as it were. Yeah, we'll Arceus will be back in the docket, and that way we can just kind of focus on not even just doing the yeah, we'll focus on getting the ones that I still need. A lot of cool lavas. Where did you go? Fled. Yo, come back here. Is it a new horde? Okay. Oh, God. Ow. Douchebag. This, do this. Do this. You. Get you. Get you. Alright, cool. No! Stop it. You also stop it. Wow. These two just don't want to come in. Hi, Cassie. Okay, so we made really no progress. That's pretty much where it comes down to. I am going to, but to be fair, this was like very much spur of the moment. I was like feeling like I wanted to play this game, but also like at the same time, I had other things that I wanted to do too. So, what I'm going to do is I am going to get food and also, actually, while I'm at it, I have some Pokemon that I want to leave. How many Pokemon do I have, by the way? How many? Oh, we're still very far away. Cool. Okay. Let's save again. Sorry. Okay. So, I gotta go do an errand while also, okay, taking out the trash, while also, getting food, which luckily there's places open like super late, so I can do this. Then when I get back, I am going to when I get back, we are going to stream some Dead by Daylight. We're going to play Killer mostly, but between games I can work on some other stuff and just do some outlines. So yeah, and that's gonna be what the stream's gonna be for the rest of the night. I'll probably go until like, I don't know, 1 or 2 in the morning. We'll see. But with that, I thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed Arceus. Have a wonderful day, night, morning, afternoon, and or evening. Of course, my name's Katathi. See you all next time. Peace. Bye, everyone.